A lovely warm day in North London. There has been perhaps a lowering of the temperature between the players in this fixture since Arsenal moved away from the narrow confines of that Highbury tunnel. Here at the Emirates, Arsenal hoping to put their old rivals to the sword. Arsene Wenger seems determined to keep the system of three at the back, but has changed the personnel, with Rob Holding stepping in for Gabriel. That's one of two changes from the team that lost the derby match, but Granit Xhaka, who got a kick on the calf, has recovered in time to play. The other change from last weekend sees Danny Welbeck get his first start in a month. His time here since leaving United having been blighted by two serious knee Europa League. Matteo Darmian is one of three survivors from Thursday's win in Spain. He'll play on the other side to 19-year-old Axel Tuanzebe, who, having been on the margins, finally gets to make his Premier League debut. Wayne Rooney and Michael Carrick maintain their record of playing in this fixture every time it's been played at the Emirates in the Premier League. Ander Herrera and Henrik Mkhitaryan are the other two starters who also began the win against Celta Vigo. Andre Mariner, the man in charge, blows the whistle to get the...
Big day for him. Been at the club since he was 8.
Herrera returning it to the Spaniard, who's looking for Rooney with the early ball in, and Rooney got underneath it.
He did well, Wayne Rooney. Did really well. He got a cross Holding. Just got a yard there. Just watching the middle. First result. Our game before will have lifted both these teams. Liverpool dropping points. Just left the door open.
Good shoot advanced on that side, trying to pick out Danny Welbeck. Cleared away only as far as Sanchez on the burst, and De Gea holds on.
First attack for Arsenal down that right hand side.
Against them in the last 11 Premier League meetings. United building well here, and Rooney steered that round to Anthony Martial, who forces the save from Cech.
As that attack was developing, I was watching the Arsenal back five as it was, pushing up, thinking if they could just get a pass away. It's a fantastic one from Mkhitaryan into Rooney. It's a good one from Rooney as well. Maybe it could have been a little...
There's Sanchez, and he's fed it through to Ramsey, and the save forced after Ramsey managed to free himself.
It's absolutely brilliant from De Gea. Not very good for Mkhitaryan. Just watch the bottom left of your picture. Mkhitaryan just switches off and allows...
Tuanzebe trying to show his strength there against Sanchez. Ends up all the way across towards Henrik Mkhitaryan, who rings the header. That's from Rooney. Flag up against Anthony Martial.
Onside. I think that's the danger for Arsenal. If Wayne Rooney just chipped that...
Tuanzebe, now Herrera. And Mata has broken, and he is onside. He's got Mkhitaryan in the middle if he plays it early.
And on the break.
He evaded Rooney. He's taking on Darmian now. New cordial relations. Welbeck looking to turn. And it's a block from Phil Jones.
Oh, he's trying to roll Phil Jones.
Hungry today.
Yeah, he does. I think he enjoys it certainly more.
Ramsey looking to get in here. Meant to pull it back to, including Welbeck. Smalling was in the way.
I talked before the game. Just in the early...
Just beyond the stretching, Laurent Koscielny. What can Sanchez make of it? It's a decent ball. Ramsey on the stretch. Ozil keeps it alive, and it's turned... It's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain!
It's off the back of United. I think it's run off the back of Michael Carrick. It's a lovely little ball from Alexis Sanchez. Ozil following up behind. Very well, look at the back, not on the move. And this one, actually...
And that's fallen short, and Rooney's in! And Petr Cech spares the embarrassment of Holding, who'd put his goalkeeper in real trouble there.
Oh, what a mess from Arsenal. Not quite sure what Koscielny's doing. Holding...
Mkhitaryan back to the corner taker. Tuanzebe was in the thick of it there since up until today, which was in a back three at Middlesbrough, although he did play in the FA Cup semi-final as part of the back three as well. Xhaka, Ramsey, He's always stretching to get there. No score at half-time, and both showing the value of a good last line of defence. David De Gea coming up with a couple of important saves from Ramsey and Oxlade-Chamberlain in particular, and Petr Cech having to get Holding out of trouble after a bad back pass had let in Wayne Rooney.
And Rob Hawthorne.
Well, it's 13 seasons since neither of the league meetings of Arsenal and Manchester United.
At the end of the run.
Here's Xhaka who can hit them, and what about that? Stunning strike from Granit Xhaka to catch Manchester United cold.
Well, as he was lining up to hit it, Xhaka, I was thinking, no, he's not going to shoot from there. A ridiculous position to shoot from, but he ends up scoring a goal, breaking the deadlock. He gets a huge deflection which kills De Gea. He's so far out and you're thinking, what is he doing? But it's that deflection from Herrera. He turns his back.
Martial losing out though to Holding, and Arsenal still keeping the squeeze on. Welbeck! Scores against his old club! Danny Welbeck, the former Manchester United player, may just have ended their long unbeaten run in the Premier League.
Jamie Redknapp was just saying how bad the start of that second half was, and Arsenal have lit it up inside 2 or 3 minutes. It's Oxlade-Chamberlain, persistence on that far side. Damn, he doesn't get out anywhere near quickly enough. It's poor from the full-back.
Jesse Lingard.
No, I absolutely agree. I think the thing is with this tactic, it's served United well in these last 3 or 4 weeks, but obviously when you do go...
It is Rooney. Ozil trying to feed it back through to Danny for now, but Tuanzebe's got to be strong here against the Welshman, and Ramsey does win it back. Xhaka going for glory.
This is the one that falls to Xhaka.
Yeah. Ozil got away from Rooney, an inviting ball. One from Carrick, push from Rashford.
This position, goes past Wayne Rooney, just drives through the middle of Rooney and Mata. He looks up, he's never quite there, Danny Welbeck.
Well, it wasn't too premature in the end. A rare highlight in a difficult Premier League season for Arsene Wenger, whose thawing of relations with Jose Mourinho comes in a week when for the first time he gets the upper hand over him in a Premier League match. Former United man Danny Welbeck sealing the victory after Granit Xhaka's deflected strike off Ander Herrera had set Arsenal on their way. Aaron Ramsey outstanding in this performance for Arsenal, which brings Manchester United's long Premier League unbeaten run of 25 matches to a shuddering halt. Their first league defeat since the defeat at Chelsea. So it's all smiles for Arsenal, but Manchester United missing the opportunity to keep their Champions League placing destiny domestically within their own hands after Liverpool had opened the door earlier. A painful defeat for United in the week of the second leg of their Europa League semi-final. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 0.
And how different it feels to a week ago for Arsenal fans. Soul-searching 7 days ago at Spurs, and they can afford themselves a smile this afternoon, beating Manchester United. It doesn't happen too often. Just their third win in 17 Premier League meetings. He was good today, wasn't he? The driving force from Arsenal's midfield. And not too much to separate them in the first 45 minutes. But those 2 Arsenal goals at the start of the second half, and for United, playing their 59th game of the season, with perhaps bigger contests on the horizon, there was no response today. And the fans will stream away from the Emirates, for the large part, pretty happy with what they've seen here today. And could they still force themselves back into the Champions League picture? Goalless earlier at Anfield, where James Milner's second half penalty was saved by Fraser Forster. That was as good as it got for the Reds. And Arsenal beating Manchester United by 2-0. So Chelsea need 6 points to confirm themselves as champions. Spurs now guaranteed a top 3 finish. They'll be playing Champions League football next season. Liverpool And Manchester City, if they win their remaining games, they will also be in the top 4 at the end of the campaign. Manchester United staying in 5th. Arsenal now creeping up behind them, and they'll play twice again before Liverpool play again. They could be just a point behind the Reds going into their last 2 games of the season. But what about the title race? 6 points needed for Chelsea. They could get 3 of them tomorrow night. Monday Night Football, they take on Middlesbrough, who will be relegated if they lose at Stamford Bridge. And if they do the job on Monday, they could be confirmed as champions with victory at the Hawthorns on Friday Night Football. So many games coming your way then. 10 games over the course of 7 days.